can you give us a background on what you're studying and where you're studying it and why you chose to study what you're studying?
So basically, I'm studying, but also like I work at my school. So basically, I decided that it's always a smart move to kind of like go for an MBA. Like a lot of people have MBAs. So I kind of said to myself, it was either a choice in urban planning, where like I would stay in Canada and like actually do urban planning, or I would come to Korea. Like, but I was really like I had this thing in my mind like ever since like basically Kalinda came like a year ago to Canada, and like we had like a huge fundraiser to like for the water tower in Vukovar. We were going to like renovate it and like kind of like make fencing, so then like you can actually go up in the water tower. They're not going to actually like repair the holes, but it's going to like become like a museum. So I think we gathered something like 200,000. But anyways, Kolinda's speech, that really like convinced me to come back to Croatia, and that was always in the back of my mind. Like, yeah, like I need to find some way to like maybe this is my chance to go back to Croatia. So I was like, whatever. I I decided to go back to Croatia in February of last year because my mom, uh, basically, she decided to like come to Croatia for a couple months. Because she was fighting cancer at the time, and she basically I was saying to myself, okay, you know what, I'll go for a week to Croatia. Like, why not? Like, I was at this point, I was finding every sort of excuse to like just go to Croatia. Like, I was going to Croatia like 3 times a year. I would like find ways to like make money so then I can just buy my ticket and go to Croatia because we had our apartment there, and the price of food is a little bit cheaper in Croatia. So like it wasn't like, oh, it's going to be like this huge expense. Like, as long as I could find a cheap ticket, I can go to Croatia. So then when I came to Croatia, I said, well, maybe I can like look at like RIT Croatia. That's like the University of Rochester Institute of Technology in Croatia. So like it's an American school in Zagreb. I was thinking of that school, and then I heard about the Zagreb School of Economics and Management, and I said, what the heck? I'll go look like where the campus is and like what they offer and stuff like that. And also like their website seemed pretty impressive. I was like, wow, like they're like the number one business school in Croatia and the third best business school in Eastern Europe. So I'm like, okay, well maybe this school's like something to actually like look at, and it also has like the international accreditations, which like Croatia, like other Croatian schools like didn't have at the time. I don't know if they still don't, but like they had like two like different accreditations, like the AACSB and whatever else. And basically, I went up to the school. I met with like one of the coordinators of the program, and I said to myself, you know what, this is my chance. You know what I mean? Like the MBA, like pretty much if you do an MBA anywhere, like it's either going to be in English or French or Spanish. So like even if you're doing an MBA in Croatia, it's going to be in English. And I decided to do it in human resources because I was like, okay, because they have like a dual master's degree between the university that I am at now. If sorry, I didn't mention this, but I'm actually in France, in Bordeaux at the moment. And basically, I thought to myself, okay, well, if I could do human resources and global management, like a dual master's degree, then I can like practice my Croatian. You know what I mean? Like I can like yeah, the degree will be in English, but then I get to have like the two different worldviews. You know what I mean? Like I could live in Croatia, I could live in Bordeaux, France, and then I could move back to Croatia, and I would seem attractive to like companies. You know what I mean? If I wanted to move back to Croatia. And studying in Croatia, like it's you know, like especially at Zashem, I don't know about other schools, but they really have like this concentration of like getting international teachers to come in and like teach you, and they really have like this international approach and like European approach that you need to like be marketable all the way around the world, and your classmates like really now more than ever, like this millennial generation in Croatia knows English. You know what I mean? Like they all speak English now, or German, but like I think the majority of people is at least speak a little bit of English. You know what I mean? But like and basically I chose like human resources because I thought to myself, okay, how am I going to apply my degree from before? And so I thought to myself, okay, well, I did music and I was a music composer, and every single time that I like compose something, I would need to know like the talent that I'm recruiting. So then I said to myself, okay, well, if I'm if that is like my, you know what I mean, my goal, like in being a composer, then maybe I can kind of implement that like in a human resources sort of like scenario, you know what I mean? Like you're recruiting people, you're selecting people, you need to make sure that people mesh, you know what I mean? So I thought, okay, this is like a good stepping stone. Like if I'm going to go into the business world, like do human resources, and you know, like then I can like move on from there. And yeah, like it's really interesting, like the classes, and you know, you're meeting people from all the way around the world. Like there's a lot of exchange students actually at the school. I think 20% of the population is exchange students. So like I have friends from like basically like we meet at the school, and like you're talking to them in English, and you know, they're from like Germany, or they're from Austria, or they're from Japan, you know what I mean? And you're all there at the business school, and you're talking to one another, and you're really connecting internationally. And that's what really like made me like that's what attracted me to the university, is that yeah, I get to like show these international students like Croatia, as well as like internationally network, you know what I mean? It's all like networking in business. So but if I would stay in Canada and do business, I don't know if I would be able to like internationally network with people. Yeah, you have a lot of people that are from international backgrounds, but they're like Croatian Canadian, or they're, you know, Arab Canadian, or they're, you know what I mean? Like they're from different backgrounds, but these people that you're internationally connecting with at Zashem, they're actually from Japan, or they're actually from China, they're from Portugal, you know what I mean? So you're actually meeting people that live in those countries, other than like, yeah, my cultural background is from Portugal, you know what I mean? So that's what made me really attracted to coming to Zashem, and coming to like, but all, but that wasn't like my end goal. Like my end goal was like, hey, like my ultimate goal in terms of like coming back to Croatia is because like I wanted to move to Croatia. But then like really doing it through education made me like first of all learn about the system in Croatia, like learn like what is the education system, what are the different things, what are the different documents that I need, you know what I mean? Like for example, if I'm going to study at a Croatian school, like a lot of people don't know this, but like you need to give your domovnica, so like your citizenship paper, to your school, so then they can give you your index, which is like your grade book, you know what I mean? But you would never know that if you just move back to Croatia and you know you found a job. You would need to learn that through like the business environment, or like on your own time, or if you had kids, then you would like learn it through like your kids. Oh, this is the paperwork. But like by actually going to school in Croatia, like you actually learn about all the different paperwork, even though like I personally believe it's kind of inefficient, and a lot of other Croatians believe it's inefficient. um like you really get to learn about that, and I think that's really important if you're a young person wanting to move back to Croatia. Do it through education. It's really eye-opening, and you really get to see a lot of different perspectives in Croatia, like living in Croatia, but also the legislative part, and you know, the paperwork. Oh my God, what, you know. but but we'll fix that. We'll fix that. I believe we'll fix that.